I'm starting.
Let's go, impatient one.
What's cooking, everybody?
Oh,
Dylan was in such a rush. Dylan was in such a rush to start this thing. I thought he would have taken off with the intro there. Said he froze like a duck getting shot.
Greetings, you fools. It is April Fool's Day, and you know what that means. It's time for another Open Sports Mic. Over here, we have Marcus. At the bottom right, we have the big sexy, big rich. The top right, we have Paul Skeen, the biggest Paul Skeen super fan, that be Adam.
She's second best behind me.
Does that mean I should start doing this?
Let me get his jersey, huh?
It's
back there somewhere. It's hanging up behind me somewhere.
And then we have yours truly, the sports nerd. Nobody can fool me with sports trivia. Nobody
Gotcha.
can fool me with sports trivia.
I bet you if we gave Rich enough time, he could fool you.
Oh, you want to start things off now? Let's go.
Pick your sport.
Baseball.
Baseball?
Stupid.
Okay.
Marcus, how are you?
Good.
Who hit the first home run under the lights for the? Who hit the first home run under the lights in an official game at Wrigley Field?
Rafi Palmeiro?
No.
Lights were serviced in what 19?
That would be 8/8/1988, but that game was postponed.
They did play the first 4 innings, but yes, you are correct. They had to carry it over.
So is he right?
No.
No.
Andre.
I have no idea. I know I've read this before, but I don't remember.
Do I know?
Andre.
Marcus, any guess? I have no idea. Can we get some teams?
Can we get some teams? Cubs and Mets.
It's either Andre Dawson or Dale Strawberry, because those would be the home run hitters.
Rich, you got me stumped, buddy. I'm not good at my Cubs history. I need NFL updated on her. He's the Cubs guy.
I'm just waiting for a final answer.
I said Andre Dawson.
Andre Dawson?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Yes, Grand Puba.
You should have gone with your original guess.
Oh, there's the answer.
Okay.
But who hit the real first home run, even though it didn't officially count? And if I give you a hint, you'll get it right out of the chute.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Ryan Sandberg.
Oh yeah, that's exactly who it was. The greatest second baseman to ever live.
Wait a minute. Roger Hornsby's the best. Either Roger Hornsby or Eddie Collins.
No, sir. But anyway, let me know if you want other ones. I mean, I can give you other.
I'll take one more now.
He'll take one more for 500.
5,000, Alex.
I'll make it a true.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go with anything
What are you going to go
Oh,
with? Who hit the
sure.
first home run at PNC Park?
No.
Who was it?
No, although I do seem to remember that was Polanco, wasn't it?
Nope.
Placido Polanco.
It was not.
Gregory Polanco. Okay.
Enriquez Palacio.
Oh, that's right. I
know
okay.
who
Here,
it
you if you get this one, I'll concede. Okay. There
So
are
who hit it?
4 players. Oh, I thought it was. I thought you said it was Palacio.
No, it's not it.
King never played at PNC, did he?
Who?
Jeff King.
It's not a Pirate.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They played Cincinnati, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I got one for it. I'll give you two. I'll give you two.
How about
I'll give you two. Who wants these two? Who
Hold
scored?
on, wait. You all got to take a guess because apparently this is a little bit of a stumper.
no,
I don't-
no. The mayor had
Adam.
the mayor.
Yes,
had
he did. Yes, he
The
did.
mayor had
Adam.
Sean Casey.
Jamie.
Casey.
Adam, your son can go cry me a river with that comment. I mean, look, I get it. Like, I get it. I get it. Like, it's not where you guys have been, but look at if he doesn't, I think he's too young to know about the history of your teams being good, though.
Hey, Josh, let me tell you why the Pirates are bad.
Let me tell you a little
spend
story.
money. End quote.
Like, I'm saying, you got the Steelers and the Penguins. I mean, isn't that enough? You don't need the Pirates.
Let me tell you a story. Game 6, we were in the hospital. Right after Game 6, about 2 hours later, Josh was born. Came home for Game 7, and there was 4 seconds left, and I was holding him, and I forgot I was holding him. And when it was over, I jumped up with him in my arms.
I'm just saying.
And everyone was like,
I'm just saying.
and
All
then
you
maybe
need
literally
in
went up in
Pittsburgh,
the air.
all you need in Pittsburgh are the Steelers and the Penguins. They could care less about the Pirates.
Whoa. If
Whoa,
the Pirates
whoa.
are good, PNC Park
It's
will
a
be packed
Steelers
daily.
Penguins town. Everybody knows it. Trust me.
If
This is
the
coming from
Pirates
a
were actually
Buffalo.
winning, no, if the Pirates were actually winning,
Yeah.
It's a
PNC Park
Steelers
would be-
Penguins city. You
PNC
know it.
Park will be filled out every game.
Hey, Rich.
would be.
Rich,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the last 10 years, it's been a Steelers Penguins city.
Rich, go ahead and ask me the question.
That's just how I.
Okay.
Because, like I said, baseball's a niche sport now. So is hockey, but football makes all the revenue now. So
Since Jason's not here, I'll ask this. Who was the last Dodgers player to have 200 hits?
Steve Golby.
Jason would know this right off the top of his head, I'm
Steve
sure.
Golby.
I was gonna say Ohtani, but I think I'm full of shit.
and the Penguins,
No.
He probably got more than 200.
Steve Golby.
Who?
Steve
you got the
Golby.
Steelers and the
Steve Garvey?
No.
yeah, but it's a Steelers.
I think PNC Park got the best view of the outfield outside of the Giants baseball park.
Hold on, Jamie.
Yeah. Oh, PNC's ambiance is the best, hands down. And that even includes the Temple in Arlington. Not that piece of garbage dungeon they play in right now.
Oh, the Daikin Park 2.0.
Yeah. Did I get you, Dylan?
Did Mike Piazza have 200 hits in 97?
But he's not the last one to do it.
Okay.
Should I give you a really dirty hint?
Yes.
He hit right at 200.
No, I'm saying
How far back do I have to go?
it's a.
I
It's
told you that
Jamie, this
97 was too
We're
far.
doing like trivia right off the bat, just to let you know, because I know you popped in late, just to let you know.
What
So that's
Yeah,
why we're asking questions.
was my answer wrong? I said Ohtani. Was it wrong?
No, your answer is wrong.
Okay.
You gotta go far. You gotta go a little further back than Otani.
Okay. Well,
Mookie would
Like, are we in the 19 or are we in the 2-0?
Cody
Well,
Bellinger.
it's between 19. It's between 1998 and now. Let's put it that way.
Cody
Bellinger,
Bellinger.
no.
Was it Karros?
Mookie beat two
Hmm?
opposite. But is
Is it Eric Karros?
Mookie is
No.
incorrect? Correct.
Mookie is incorrect. That is correct.
Okay. I'm gonna beat Andre Ethier.
what about did somebody say, what about Duke Schneider?
Jesus, how
Way
far
too
back
far
are you
back.
going there, Marcus?
Way too far back.
You're going back in the 50s.
1997 was too far. 1950 is definitely too far.
Andre Ethier.
Hodges.
Oh, gosh.
Next, he's going to say Campanella.
Was it
Nah,
Mike Piazza?
I'm not saying
No.
No, I already said Mike Piazza.
Isn't Eric Karros?
Nope.
Am I in the right team? Like right years right there with Eric Karros?
You're in the vicinity.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Are you bringing up
Remember,
the Dodgers because Chris Sale makes his return to
No,
Dodger
it's just-
Stadium since the
Dave
last
You'll
time he
find-
was there?
Dave Roberts.
You'll find out as soon as I tell you the answer. You'll know exactly why I brought it up. Do what now?
Dave Roberts.
No.
I have no idea. I want to look. I want to cheat, but I'm not going to.
They put the
Yeah. One more hint.
Okay. One more hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
He played on other teams besides the Dodgers.
That doesn't help.
Cody Bellinger.
I already said Bellinger. You ding dong.
Yeah, it's not
Seager?
Bellinger.
Corey Seager.
Not Corey Seager. Not Corey Seager.
The shortstop, Raphael.
No.
Rafael
Trey
Furcal.
Turner. Trey Turner. I'm just gonna start shooting out names. I have no idea. I'm out. I have no idea. Go ahead, Rich. Finish it. Tell us the answer.
No.
You give it. We got to put a time limit on this, Dylan.
I need one more hint. One more hint, and then I'm
No,
done.
what? Wait, Dylan, you've had enough hints. 98 to now, and
Andre Ethier.
you already said him.
You
Like
already,
eight
you
times.
already said Ethier and no.
But remember, you also have to say my final answer to get Rich to say it. So you might have said it.
No. He hasn't. Because I've told him if he's wrong or right. He hasn't said the right answer.
Oh shoot, Matt Kemp.
No.
I give up.
I give up too.
You done, Dylan?
No, sir.
Oh my God! Come on.
I'll give you one more guess.
Did he use a torpedo bat?
No, he did not.
Did he play in the World Series?
Yes, he played in the World Series.
But it might
Yeah,
not have been. But it might not have been
No,
with the
wait a
Dodgers.
minute. Hold on. I gotta double check myself and make sure.
But he might not have
believe
been
he
with the
did.
Dodgers.
Let me double check myself. Yes, he did. He did play in the World Series.
But it might not have been with the Dodgers.
Steve Finley?
No. You ready?
Ready,
Yes.
go.
Hall of Fame third baseman Adrian Beltre.
Well, he had 48 home runs in 04.
2000, he hit 200. He had 200 hits on the nose.
He was a clown, man. I love that guy. He's like Marc-Andre Fleury of the hockey world, of the baseball world.
I'll tell you what, I got two for
Wait.
y'all. It involves the Astros. Maybe y'all can answer. Who hit the first home run at the Astrodome and who hit the first home run at Minute Maid Park? Or now it's Daikin Park.
Jimmy Wynn hit the first one in the Astrodome.
Actually, Mickey Mantle hit the first home run.
Yeah,
In
Dylan
the-
got it right. Dylan got
Oh,
it right.
that's right. That's right. Wynn hit it after. That's right. He hit after Mantle.
Now, who hit the first home run at Daikin Park when it was called Enron Field?
Backwell?
Yeah.
This was back in 2000.
Backwell?
No.
Bregman?
No, not Brett. This was back in 2000.
Big Puma.
No,
Had the killer bees.
no, it wasn't one of the killer bees.
Okay. All right. Wasn't
Where-
Biggio.
where-
Wasn't.
Well, if I'll let
I
Rich
won't.
come back. If he can't answer it, I'll tell y'all the answer.
I don't know where Rich went. He just vanished. Like his internet just got cut off or something. He just took off.
I guess. while he
Jamie,
comes-
question. Yo, New York Yankee dude, sit your ass down.
Yeah, where's your torpedo bet?
I don't have one. I got the Louisville Slugger old Louisville Slugger Cooperstown 08 one that my dad got when he visited there.
I have them. If I have a bet, it's gonna be.
You get it
merch.
personalized?
Hold on.
Yeah, but see, you know what's no, but they're Dylan. They are. I know you don't like them, but I have the receipts to prove they are legal. Other teams are going to start using them. The other 2019 said that they were going.
There's already about
use them.
22 people using them, Jam. I looked into that. I don't know if you looked into that.
Yeah,
There's
and
about
even
20
Stephen A. Smith and Colin Coward said they're not illegal. They're
I
legal.
think Major League Baseball should get rid of these bats because these are 1,000. These bats are 1,000% illegitimate, illegal, and any record done with these bats.
They're not illegal.
Right,
They're
but
not
the-
illegal.
Dylan, the
They're not
league,
illegal.
the league already said that they weren't legal. And remember, this is the same MLB that banned steroids. If they're saying that it's legal, take it with a grain of salt. Remember, this is the MLB saying that they're legal.
We're
talking about
two
here.
things. First, Marcus, did you give the answer? Because I
No.
lost my internet for a minute.
No,
That's what I thought happened.
He got
Rich,
the
we
first.
did not have the first one in and
Ricky
or
Leday.
Enron.
No,
Ricky Leday.
no.
He was with the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's Richard Hidalgo.
We're trying to make baseball fun, Dylan, not boring.
But
And that's
the other part of it, the
Okay.
bat is legal. There are only 3 requirements to a Major League Baseball bat. Has to be one piece.
yep.
It has to be less than 42 inches long
Yes.
and
These
less
ones are
than
38.
38 or less ounces in weight.
And
Those
don't
are the
forget,
only 3 rules.
and guess
That's it.
what? The people who are carrying them now are they're the official bat sponsor now because Louisville Slugger dropped its sponsorship in January of this year. I just found that out.
Do you see
Yeah,
how much these
yeah.
bats are costing the players every game?
Yeah.
See,
One
you know
bat
what
is
they- you
$500.
know what they found out though, right?
Mhm.
And it's in the name of the Louisville Slugger bats. They were meant for obviously cracking home runs and everything when Babe Ruth and DiMaggio used them. But the problem was they weren't very good with contact. These bats are obviously they're better with distance and contact. The bats, these torpedo bats, they're almost like the aluminum.
Dude, they look like a fungo.
in
They look like a
college or
fungo bat,
softball,
man.
but they're
They look
wood.
like this shit I got in my hand.
They look like a
Well, what-
fungo bat, man.
It's like a
The
fucking
ball they
Fungo,
used to hit
yeah.
fly ball. The ball they would.
actually they're easier to play small ball with because the Louisville Slugger ones, when you tried to go bunt for a squeeze bunt, they would break easily. That's why.
Well, the other thing you got to look at too is they've made the sweet spot denser by moving that weight down. The sweet spot of the bat is now denser, so that dense sweet spot, when you hit it off the sweet spot, it has more surface area to drive through and force that ball to go. Which is why the yeah.
All right, so
They're still
velocity-
wooden
The
bats.
velocity
but
is
they
so
feel
high.
like they're they're still wooden bats, but they feel like
are.
they're more they hit more like they're aluminum bats like you see in college or women's softball. That's what these bats are like.
Yeah, but there's nothing illegal about them. Not a thing. It's just like when they did. Remember
The
when they had
analytics department
Temple?
did it, so they had to make sure it was legal when the guy
Right.
at M&T made it.
Right, but remember when they went to that axe handle batting grip and everybody the knob or the handle of the bat with that axe handle and everybody was flipping out about that. That was perfectly legal. They can do that stuff. That's why Remember whenever, and I think some of the guys still do it, how they would cut the cup out of the top of the bat
Yep.
or out of the end of the bat? Remember that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's perfectly legal. The only requirements for a Major League Baseball bat are those three things. That's it.
And like and they made those bats because before they made them, they saw that Anthony Volpe was hitting them that way, even with the wooden bats. He was starting to hit the ball that way.
Yeah.
So do we want to know who's using them or no?
No, I got the list.
Judge,
I know who's
Judge
using
Yeah,
I
it.
I've
got,
got
the, I
the
got the
list.
list too.
Judge doesn't use them, and he's still jacking home runs. See, they said he does not use them.
That's
He
that's
doesn't
the
need
funny
to.
part. Well, that's
He's
the
that
funny
good.
part because you've got guys. That's the funny part of the whole thing is you got everybody flipping out about these torpedo bats, and you got
They just
guys that
got
are
pissed
cracking
because
bombs
it happened to
without
be
it.
The Yankees, who they usually lead the league in jacking home runs. It just happened to be them doing it again.
Right, but like Eugenio Suarez, he's not using one, and he's been smacking those things like crazy.
Yeah, he's on my bench tonight.
But like I said, the only people that need them are like the low propensity, below batting average hitters. Those are the only people that use them.
That's not true. That's not true.
Cruz is using
You're telling me Ellie Dela Cruz is a below average hitter?
No,
You're telling me
no, I'm saying
You're
your
telling me Adley
traditional-
Rockman is a below
you're-
average hitter?
No, I'm saying okay, you're non-Aaron Judge or Soto hitters. I'll say it that way if you want to be PC. All
Well,
right.
Bellinger's using it.
Yeah.
Bellinger's using it. Goldschmidt's
As he
using
should.
it.
As they all should.
Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz is using it.
Yeah.
As they should. It's analytics.
Yeah. I mean,
You
if
just
it
said
works.
for, I mean, I'm not
I
saying.
mean, think
either.
about it. Why go and buy your team now when you could just use these bats? Why jack up
You
your
still have to hit the
payroll
damn
if everybody
ball.
can use these
You
bats?
still have to hit the ball.
Exactly. And that was my argument with steroids, too.
You still have to hit the ball.
Does steroids help you hit the ball further? No question. Does it
Oh,
help
yes,
you hit
but-
the ball? Does it help
No.
you hit the ball? No. It's all hand-eye coordination. And it's like you said, you got to hit the ball first. If you can't hit the ball, it doesn't matter what bat you're using. You could be swinging a boat oar, and it doesn't
You
matter.
you hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball with the dead heart of the bat. It's going to go somewhere.
Yeah. But it reinforces one other thing, too. And this is something that I don't think we're going to have any debate about, but we might. That hitting a baseball is the hardest thing in sports. Hitting a round ball with a round stick going somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 to 100 miles an hour is the hardest thing in sports to do. Agreed?
I agree.
Guys, I've got an idea. To get away from
We're
the
well
bats,
off of Dylan's
gonna play-
topics right now. This torpedo bat.
we're gonna play a game called, in honor of April Fool's Day, we're gonna play a game called Rule or Fool, and I'm gonna say a statement, and you're gonna say if I rule or if I'm a fool. So
What if we
Sounds
just say
like the
you're a
first
fool?
page.
This is way too easy.
What if we just say you're a fool?
no. I've got no.
Marcus, is that one of them beer bats they gave out at the games, or did you buy that?
I bought this. It's like a collective bat. This was from the 2019 team where everyone's signature on this bat are all gone except Altuve's. Like,
And by the way, Altuve hit a home run tonight.
yeah, he was finally when they were down 2-0. He was 0 for 1 at first. He gets back on the plate and fucking cracks it in the Crawford box. Now it's 3-1, and Cam Smith has been killing it. He's now 2 for 2 at bat. He never fucking struck out yet. He's been kicking ass.
That kid can play.
I'm excited that he's there. Like, they called him up on opening day. Like, he's the next fucking face of this club outside of Tuve and Alvarez. That's the big three right there. Tuve, Alvarez, and Cam Smith. I did not say too much. That's my big three right there.
You're taking Pena out of that?
I mean, Jeremy Pena he's catching up, but
I just hope he doesn't turn into. I hope he doesn't turn into Chas McCormick.
But I can't forget about Framber Valdez too. Like the boy pitched seven scoreless innings, and he only allowed 4 hits and struck out 4 in 7 innings. You got
shitting me. Fucking Suarez just hit a fucking grand slam.
Now,
on my bench.
Well, I just hope that Cam Smith isn't Chas McCormick. Because remember, McCormick came out like a house of fire, and he's really kind of leveled out, petered out over the last year or two from what everybody was thinking he was going to be.
And this was back on opening day. After 1,749 starts at second base, Tuve started at left field for the first time in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Which he had a good day himself too. But
okay, so guys, back to my game. I've got a bunch in mind. How about this?
I want to play this full game you were talking about.
The Cleveland Browns will end up not taking a quarterback in this draft and end up trading for Kirk Cousins.
Full.
Sorry, guys, I'm back. Well, what were you saying now?
The Cleveland Browns will not end up taking a quarterback and will instead trade for Kirk Cousins.
I think Kirk Cousins gets released.
Me too.
I think Cousins is a Steeler.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk is a Brownie.
I remember all this shit about Dak Prescott could possibly get traded to Cleveland. I call bullshit on that too.
It was you didn't read it. It was a rumor. It never happened. They said the guy apparently just made that up.
Yeah, there was a rumor about him getting traded to Pittsburgh too. Which, by the way, I wouldn't be 100% against.
No.
Talent-wise, I wouldn't be against it at all.
Did you see he looks great now? Did you see that video where he lost like all this weight and they said he's in the best shape of his life now?
Yeah, but until about week 7, he's going to play like shit.
No,
I don't know. Losing the weight helps, though.
I'm still thinking they take Abdul Carter, second pick overall. I'm sticking to that, and that's what I'm sticking to.
I mean, I have the Browns taking Shador, but I can understand what Cleveland may be thinking. But I think the Browns need to take a quarterback.
I don't. I think they need a dominant lineman on the other side with Myles Garrett on the other side to help contain Joe Burrow.
Double teamed. I would go for that.
I saw a story the other day that 5 NFL general managers all did not give Shador Sanders a first round grade.
I'll give him a fucking third round grade.
Yeah, I don't think he's a first round. I haven't thought that all year.
Honestly, watching Shador and Cam Ward play this year, I think in many ways Shador was a more accurate passer. Yeah, Cam's a better athlete with a strong arm, but I think Shador was a more accurate passer.
As much as I hate to say it because I want him in black and gold, Jackson Dart's the second best quarterback in this draft.
Hell no, he's not. And that leads me to my next question.
Who?
Next one.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart's
going number 9 overall to the New Orleans.
He's the second best quarterback in this draft.
He's going to the New Orleans Saints.
If they don't draft a defensive tackle, like I think if they don't draft Jackson Dart, I think they get Brian Brees or something.
I think Calvin Moore's going to want Jackson Dart.
I would love Jackson Dart.
Sanders.
I don't think Spencer Rattler is his answer.
Well, Derek Carr's not the answer. I can tell you that.
He restructured his deal, though, Derek Carr.
It doesn't matter if you restructure your deal.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Yes, in some ways it does. Other times it doesn't.
Back to pick team after the Browns, the New York Football Giants will end up taking Travis Hunter.
I think if there's no quarterback available, I think you rule on that one. And then I think they take Jalen Milroe in the second round.
I've got him taking Travis Hunter on my mock draft, so yeah.
Yeah, then they could take
No.
Milrow in the second round.
Why wouldn't you take Travis Hunter? He can play both ways.
Yeah.
And you put him on the other side of Malik.
The only thing that might
Holy
happen, is New England makes this trade and trades with the Giants to move back.
I think there's a
Well, no,
chance.
New England will
Mike
move
Vrabel wants Travis Hunter.
New England will move up. They'd switch
Yeah, but
3
who
and 4.
doesn't want Travis Hunter? That's the thing. Everybody's going to want him.
No, I'm telling
Yeah, but
you right
switching
now,
3 and 4 wouldn't be that tough.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, the Patriots want alignment, whether it be offensive.
No, they
or
don't. Mike Vrabel's
they
come
do.
out and said they want Travis
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah, but they need alignment to protect.
They need
Drake
help.
May.
They
They
need
can
help
get
altogether.
linemen.
Huh?
They can get linemen with their other picks. That number 4 pick overall, if they can trade it to get the number 3, yeah, Travis Hunter. Yes, getting Will
Pass
Campbell
on
would be
Will
nice.
Campbell.
But if I could get Travis Hunter over Will Campbell and I'm the Patriots, yes, I'd do it. If I'm the Giants, I'd do it, especially knowing that, okay, now I've got Malik Neighbors on one side, Travis Hunter on the other, and a quarterback in Jameis Winston who can wing the ball.
Are you leaving out Russ?
I still think they're
Yes,
taking
I'm leaving out
Milrow in the
Russ.
second round.
Well, they could take Jalen Milrow later. But what I'm saying is if you got Jameis to start the year throwing to those 2 guys, that's not a problem. He can get the ball to
Dable
those
said he
guys.
really likes Jalen Milrow. That's why.
Yeah. Well, but the Patriots don't need to draft a quarterback. What are you going to do with Drake May?
Well, no, that's you're stating the obvious, Rich. They don't need a quarterback.
Right. So that's why they take Travis Hunter.
Right.
Right. So they take Hunter. If he's not available, they take Will Campbell. It's a win-win situation.
But like I said, how do you win games in the trenches? I just feel like you got to take your linemen when they're there. You got to have. If you don't have an offensive line, it doesn't matter. That you win games in the trenches.
You do, and you're right, Jamie. But the thing is, you have a better shot of getting impact offensive linemen in the second or third round than you do a receiver at this point in time. You can get yourself a really solid tackle or guard second or third round with no issue. Right, receiver at this point, there's not, especially a receiver like Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of those guys you really can't pass. It's like when Randy Moss came out. You know, all those teams, it was like, this one's going to take him, this one's going to take him, this one's going to take him. And they've all screwed up not taking him because of that talent that was there. You know, so whenever you look at Travis Hunter, he is definitely going top 4.
Yeah, but we know why they passed on Randy Moss, because
his off the field stuff.
Smoking some Mary Jane, but
well, you ain't got to worry about that in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
You can go full-blown Ricky Williams and, you know, smoke them while you got them.
Just don't drop the ball.
There you go.
All
right.
Okay. Next question, Dylan.
Next one. How about this? The Las Vegas Raiders wind up taking Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty at 6.
No.
Rule.
No.
That's what the mocks say.
I think they do.
Whoever needs the running back, whoever else needs a running back more than ever, I think will probably take him. Don't the Steelers need a running back?
The
Steelers don't pick till 21.
Yeah, but the Steelers aren't. The Cowboys need one too, and they're at 12.
I hope he don't go to
wide receiver.
The biggest thing I'm looking at is seriously, I think we have a precursor to your question, Dylan. I think the Raiders trade that pick.
No.
Whether they trade it to the Saints so they can move up,
what about
if they trade?
What if Judkins goes before Ginny from Ohio State?
From Ohio State?
Judkins is not a first-round running back. He'll be a day 2 pick. I think both Ohio State running backs will be day 2 picks. I think Janty and Hampton are the only guys I have in the first round.
Well, I don't know if he's still injured.
I don't know.
The only one I have going number 1 overall is Abdul Carter. I think he still goes number 1 overall.
Yeah, but
think?
Tennessee needs a quarterback.
If
I
Tennessee
still
don't make a
think they
trade.
can go Will Levis.
No,
think
no.
they can-
Will Levis may be the worst starting quarterback in the league.
Oh no, that's Mason Rudolph. I'll give you that one. Mason
Now-
Rudolph talks
I
out
think
loud.
that's
I
getting picked
promise
again.
you that one.
Dude, Mason Rudolph will be just fine.
On what planet?
Saturday.
Pittsburgh's planet next year, buddy.
No. If Mason Rudolph is the quarter, I will go on record with this.
He's
one.
won you
If
games.
Mason
before.
Rudolph, I understand this, but not very well. If Mason Rudolph is a starting quarterback for the Steelers next year, then Mike Tomlin will have his first losing season.
Why? All he's
Now,
got to
what
do is
if-
throw the ball up the Metcalf and Pickens, Rich.
No, what if Cam?
What's
Now,
Ma-
what
what's
if the
Mason
Titans pick a
Rudolph?
quarterback?
What is Mason Rudolph's number one issue? He holds on to the ball too damn long. He'll
If
get
Pittsburgh
sacked
doesn't-
75 times.
And the
Let's see
Steelers
what
don't have
happens.
an offensive line.
No.
What if
I
what if
would
the
rather-
Titans draft a quarterback?
They're
If
taking
the
Cam Ward.
Titans, if the
think
Titans
they'll
take a
take
quarterback,
Cam
they
Ward?
take Ward. Yeah, they're taking Cam Ward. Now, if they don't go quarterback, then yes, Abdul Carter goes 1. There is no other person going in that one spot besides Cam Ward or Abdul Carter. It's one or the other. There's no other, somebody shoots up and goes to number 1. No, it's one or the other. There's no.
Because
Do you guys agree?
I had Abdul. I mean, I agree. I mean, on my mock draft, I had Abdul going 1 and Cam Ward go to the Cleveland Browns.
Well,
But
if Carter
something
goes to
Cam-
Tennessee, then Cam Ward makes sense to Cleveland. You're right.
But
I
but
think you're
some
right.
people think Cam Ward might go number 1 in Tennessee and Shadir goes to Cleveland, but I can't see Shadir in Cleveland. I don't think he want to go to
Shador's
Cleveland.
not. You guys
Abdul
ready
Carter.
for this one?
Go ahead, Rich.
You guys ready for this one? Okay.
I'm always ready.
Yeah.
Knowing now, understanding the fact that I'm also in Texas, Marcus. I'm in Waco, and I've covered stuff with the Cowboys for a bunch of years. Okay. Run this one through your head, guys, and really think about this because this whole Dak Prescott getting traded thing may not be a sham. Okay. Dak to Cleveland for the 2 so that Jerry can get his high-profile quarterback at 2. Then Cleveland gets the 12 and Dak.
Can they handle Dak's contract?
If Dallas eats most of the money, if they pull a Russell Wilson, Denver to Pittsburgh, and Dallas eats most of the money, yeah, they can handle it. Because
Shit, I
Shador's on a
remember
rookie contract. He ain't going to be making shit.
Shit, on my mock draft, I had the Cowboys drafting a defensive back.
I've got him drafting Genty.
I had him drafting Starks from Georgia.
It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick at all, but they need a running back badly. But knowing Jerry like I do, and knowing the way that he really wants to make that one last huge splash, he's going to want to draft Shador and then bring Dion in when Schottenheimer wets the bed this year. Bring Dion in as the head coach next year, and Dion gets to coach his kid in the NFL.
I'll tell you what.
I think Dion's having too much fun in college right now with all his buddies.
Actually,
already-
Dion just signed a contract extension with Colorado.
Don't matter
I mean, we
anymore.
know what those contract extensions are worth. They're barely worth the paper
Nothing.
they're printed on.
But wait,
Garbage.
did Dallas learn a lesson with the Luka trade shit? You think they're gonna make the right trade if they get rid of Dak? They don't do no bullshit trade like they did with Luka.
This is Jerry we're talking about.
Yeah, but Jerry is about it. I don't think he's as clear either.
Jerry is about the high profile. Jerry's about the high profile and would rather be more high profile than win. He's proven that. And like I say, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if somewhere between now and 3 weeks from now, which is when the draft hits, you see Dak get traded, and it ends up being a case where Dallas picks up Shedeur as their quarterback.
They'll probably be happy.
First off, there's not a chance, and you know what, Shedeur Sanders is going to the Cowboys.
They're not going to trade Dak. It was a rumor. I know that it's not happening.
There's been talk in Dallas for about a year of trading Dak.
I need to get a new mic. My mic keeps unplugged.
Where's this talk coming from? Because I haven't heard it. It's probably it was from that Cleveland guy who totally made it up.
No, there's Bobby Belt in Dallas on 105.3. The Fan has gotten that information. There's been 2 or 3 other insiders in Dallas that have said this, that they have listened to trade offers for Dak Prescott. And these are people that are at Valley Ranch, or not Valley Ranch, but the Star every day.
Did anything come out of these winter meetings?
Yeah, the kickoff rule, touchback.
Did anything come out of these football meetings over the weekend?
Overtime. Both teams are now going to get the ball in overtime for regular season games.
That's an April Fool's joke.
That's real. Actually, that was real.
I don't know. I'm not believing a goddamn thing till tomorrow. So if they talk about it on SportsCenter tomorrow, then I'll believe it, because I can't believe shit on the internet right now.
By the way, this is just me. I wish somebody would.
They should do that, just like in the playoffs. It shouldn't have to end on, like I said, like look at what happened last year when it went to overtime in the regular season, and Kansas City got the ball, and everybody freaking knew it was going to take 8 seconds for Mahomes to go down and score. I mean,
I'm actually in the regular season. I don't think both teams should get the ball, because guess what? If games are tired, beat up, guess what? Somebody's going to be hurt. And what if the Bills play an overtime game on Sunday and then have to play on Thursday? That would be totally unfair.
Injuries happen. It's part of the game, dude.
So wait, you want Josh Allen spraining his ankle
I don't, but it's football. If it happens, I don't, but injuries are part of football.
You solved the whole issue.
Signed up for.
You solved the whole issue one very simple way. And nobody, even in the NFL, has, for whatever reason, figured this freaking issue out. You play the 10-minute quarter. Play the whole quarter. If you're still tied, it's a tie. When you get to the playoffs, if you're still tied, you play double overtime. It's not brain surgery. You play overtime like a 5th quarter. And if someone only gets the ball, if the only thing that happens is you have a 10-minute drive by a team and they score on the last play, good for them.
I agree with that.
If both teams get the ball, great. If both teams get the ball twice, great. But play the quarter, whoever's ahead wins. It's real simple. I don't understand why nobody has come up with this concept. They keep trying to dink around with it. Well, you get this, the ball, if you do this, you get this, and you do that, you do that. No. Play the quarter. Make it simple. Make it simple for everybody.
And college football's overtime rules even worse.
Yeah, but see, college football used to be, if it was tied at the end of regulation, it was a tie at the end of regulation.
I think that'd be better. At least they don't have to play 15 extra play.
I mean, I don't see the issue with playing an extra quarter, even if it's 10 minutes. If you want to play a whole 15, fine. 10 or 15, I don't care. But then that way you settle it. You play one more quarter, it's a tie or somebody wins. If you go to overtime and it's still a tie, okay, you go to another quarter.
That's why That's why
the playoffs,
that's why they changed it to both teams get the ball, because it'll feel like they're playing the
Marcus,
entire
here's
quarter
one for you.
now.
Imagine an LSU bullshit Texas A&M game. Yeah, 7 overtimes. Yeah, we don't need that shit. You imagine the Saints and the Cowboys in that.
That's why college. That's why college just does the 2-point conversion try after the third overtime to prevent the 7 overtimes.
Right, but all you have to do when you get to the playoffs is you play that overtime quarter. If you're still tied, then it's sudden death. Plain simple. And you can't bitch and moan about it because you had an entire fifth quarter to break the tie.
I like it.
Yeah, I can't stand seeing ties. This ain't soccer. It's already hard to see ties in that.
Okay, next one. How about this?
While he's thinking, what belt you got hanging, Marcus?
I got the white IC belt, and I got my version of the big gold belt, but it's an LSU championship belt.
Very nice.
I got the Wing Eagle coming soon. I want to get Eddie Guerrero's WWE title, and I'm thinking about getting Roman Reigns' WWE title.
Sweet. We do need to get that thing going. I just got to figure out when we can do it.
Okay.
How about this? The Pittsburgh Steelers will end up taking Jackson Dart.
Yes.
If the Saints don't take him,
that's the third quarterback in this draft.
The Saints are taking him at 9, Dylan.
I hope you're right, but if they don't get a defensive lineman, I would love to see that.
I can't.
We're gonna get Ibuka, and we're gonna have another wide receiver for Mason Rudolph to throw to.
I can't wait to see y'all react. I can't wait for the reaction.
The Steelers will work a deal trading George Pickens and the 21 to move up and get Jackson Dart.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Marcus, do you know who I have wait, are you a Texan? Oh wait, you're a Saint fan.
I mean, I'm gonna represent both. I'm gonna represent the Saints and the Texans with that show.
Okay, Marcus, how about this? At 9, I have the Saints. I think I have the Saints taking T. McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona.
Okay.
And then
Marcus, are they going to have Arizona State's field maroon next year in the game?
No. Hell no. No.
They're really doing it, aren't they? Or is that a good April Fool's Day joke?
That's probably a good April Fool. Look, I thought about you. One of the first things I saw, breaking alert, Aaron Rodgers signed a deal with the Pittsburgh Maulers.
Yes.
Very nice. No, I have the Saints taking one of those. I have the Saints taking one of those DTs from Michigan, whichever one is available.
Yeah.
Whether it be Mason Graham or whether it be
I was hoping
the heck is the other kid's name?
too.
Grant. Either him or Kenneth Grant, one or the other. That's who I have.
And then the Texans.
They're going Jackson Dart.
I have the Jags taking Mason Graham at 5.
The Texans, I got them getting another weapon for C.J. Stroud. I had them get Luther Burden from Missouri.
Why are the Houston Texans drafting wide receivers? Give C.J. Stroud an offensive lineman. Hell, get Donovan Jackson, the guard from Ohio State.
I think they need to draft more defensive guys. I mean, they need to work on that defense.
The Texans need more offensive linemen. Otherwise, C.J. Stroud's going to be dead.
If anybody, as a guy who hates Ohio State, I wouldn't mind. But if anybody needs O-line, that's the Cincinnati Bengals to protect Joe Burrow's ass so he can throw to Jamar Chase.
The problem is
or T. Higgins.
Or T. Higgins, but the Bengals are not that 1 year they went to the Super Bowl. That was their only shot winning it, and they blew it against the Rams because Joe Burrow got to get out of Cincinnati if he's trying to win a championship. He ain't winning it over there. He might as well go to another team. And I told Jamie already. This has to be Buffalo's year to win the AFC. Is if they don't win it this year, I'm losing hope for them from now on. I can't rely on Josh Allen no more. This is his fucking chance to do it. Now that the Chiefs have been down, fucked. This is their year to win it. Or if they can't fucking do it, I lost hope for Josh Allen.
By the way, I might eat a whole bunch of crows in this. I'm going under on Chief wins last year. The Kansas City was 11-0, one-score games. The team's getting old. Joe Tooney's in Chicago. Brutal schedule. I know Andrew and Mahomes are the best, but I think the Chiefs might take a step back this year.
Oh, yeah, they're not going back. The farthest they'll get is the AFC, but other than that, they're not going back to the Super Bowl. I have Buffalo winning the AFC right now. Coming up.
So did the odds makers. The odds makers have Buffalo winning the AFC.
I got Buffalo. I got the Bills or the Ravens to win the AFC. The NFC, call me crazy. I got the Lions or the Commanders or the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles going back to back, or you got to have the Lions if they get their head out their ass. Or
you never know. A lot of crazy. Yeah, but Marcus, that a lot of crazy dramas happened in the NFC. You never know what that time runs.
Yeah, but man, I really like what Washington's done in the offseason. I think Washington may have actually jumped ahead of Philly with what they've lost. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I could see it being Washington or Detroit. AFC, the one team in the AFC that I cannot sleep on, and I realize, it's another year, and they're going to have another year of getting draft picks in there and putting the head coach's guys in there, is the Chargers.
Jim
Harbaugh's going to have more of his guys in there. And I would not be the least bit surprised to see the Chargers win that division.
Yeah, because Justin Herbert, I like him too. He's a good quarterback. And
you get him another receiver, get him some running back. Yeah, they added Najee Harris.
Here's the thing, though. That's all going to depend on what they do with that new rule proposal about if
if you can't run a quarterback at this tush push, who do you put in there? A running back.
I didn't say the tush push, Adam. I was talking about the playoff format. Remember, they want to change it to if the wild card has a better record than the team who won the division, the wild card would host. So I don't know. It's hard to make these. It's hard to make these predictions. Are we making them based on that's going to pass, or it's still going to stay divisional?
I'm just looking at who the best teams in the conferences are. The best teams in the NFC to me right this second are Washington.
They're talking about that rule about changing the playoff format.
The
wild card team would get the home game if they had a better record than the team that won the division.
Wait a minute.
But they haven't.
Why are they catering to the Minnesota fucking Vikings? That's so retarded. I don't care. You win your division, you get a fucking home game.
But it's not necessarily just
bullshit.
Vikings. What, Dylan?
Well, that's what's brought this whole thing up.
No. What, Dylan?
It's happened way before that too, Adam.
How about
many times?
10 years ago, remember when Carolina got the home game and they were 7-8-1 over Arizona because they won the division in 2014?
How about this, guys?
You win the division, you should get a home game. That's only.
It's
just
fair.
Because your division sucks, you shouldn't be penalized because your division's bad.
Right.
Yeah, look at the NFC South.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, that division's a fucking under 500 winner sometimes.
It was the East. Now the South is the biggest fucking circus in the NFL right now, the NFC South.
Yeah. I mean, the Saints won it 1 year at 7-9.
Marcus, come join all division. We're a bunch of pampered misfits.
The AFC South?
Yes.
That's that's usually 8-8 and 9-8. That's usually not a heavy hitter.
By the way, I think. By the way, do we play you Saint? Do we play the Saints this year? I think we do.
Let me look on my phone while. By the way, I have the Chargers drafted at edge. I got them drafted.
The Chargers drafted.
I like even with Najee, I still like Vidal.
And Michael Williams.
the rookie
Yeah.
from last year for
I
the
have
Chargers.
the Chargers taking
Guys.
Dawson Rufflin, the tight end from Michigan. By the way, the Eagles and the Rams are
Yeah,
number 1
but
and 2 in the NFC.
So wait, Dylan, hold on. You said you have your Jaguars taking a defensive tackle
Yes.
instead of TJ Warren out of Penn State?
The Jaguars couldn't stop the run at all last year, and you know what? This guy from the Rams drafted a bunch of defensive players, and they've all hit. We need to draft defense. Honestly, I love Tyler Warren, but
So if Warren's sitting there at 6, does Oakland take him instead of Gentry?
why in the heck would the Raiders take a tight end? They've got too many.
Why not? Why not? Why not have 2 of the best tight ends in the game on the field at once?
The Raiders already
Why
have.
do you need
And
3?
TJ Warren was a wide receiver half the year anyway.
The Raiders already have.
You would have 3 tight ends.
The
You
Raiders
forget
already
Michael
have
Mayer.
Brock Bowers, they would have
Michael
TJ
Mayer.
Warren, and they would have Jake Myers, right?
Michael
So
Mayer.
Michael
so
Myers.
Why would you need then why bother having receivers? Forget the receivers
they
and just put a
have?
bunch of tight ends out there.
Who do they have?
Jacoby Myers.
Okay, we'll run him with the 3-7 tight ends.
This
It's
is
hard to stop.
Okay, Dylan.
Anyways, I got a boogie, guys.
Rich, how'd it go? Rich, just to let you know, you did. Last I looked, you were at 98 views from last night. So I just wanted to tell you that. At least on the
Cool.
Driving to the Top channel.
Oh, cool. That's
yeah.
cool. Well, appreciate everybody doing that. Mondays, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, I do a show called Two Tire Change. It's our NASCAR show here on the network. We talk about the previous week's races. We preview the next week's races, get into some DFS, some betting odds, things of that nature, answer your questions. So you can check me out there. Here on Open Mic Night. Tomorrow night, Adam and I will be doing our Steel City Sports Talk show, getting into the Pirates and all that. And you can get me on Twitter at BigRich8371 or on Facebook under my name. What are
And you
laughing
and Marcus
at?
are going to be talking about the ring soon, maybe?
We're working on that. We'll probably kick things off with a WrestleMania prediction show,
Yes.
and then kind of go from there. But we, that's probably what we'll start things off with, and just
I'm
kind of
good
go
with that.
from there. But yeah, I just got to figure out when I would be able to do it. That's going to be the big thing. But yeah, definitely up for Marcus and I doing that. And any of the things that I'm a part of, hit me up, give me comments, questions, complaints. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what you'd like to see us do. And we'll definitely take it under advisement.
Sweet, Rich. I'll see you tomorrow night, bud.
All right, later, guys. A pleasure as
All right.
always.
Okay.
Later.
Later.
Dylan. No,
Yeah.
we're not playing. We're actually not playing anybody from the AFC South except the Tennessee Titans. That's our interconference opponent. We're playing the NFC West and the AFC East this season, upcoming season, and division placement opponents. We got the Giants and the Bears this year.
I think you guys are going. Wait a minute. What schedule? Let me see.
Maybe he was going
We
off
got,
your Houston team because you guys would play each other twice.
Well, yeah, they're division opponents. Yeah, they play the Colts, the Titans, and the Jags every season, twice a year, just like the Saints play the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Bucks twice a season. But I'm gonna see who the Texans got for
You do play Tennessee.
2025 season. Let's see. I'll pull theirs up while I'm at it. Their 2025 opponents, they're playing the AFC West and the NFC West. Their interconference opponent is Tampa Bay, and division placement opponents, they got the Bills at home and Baltimore on the road, the Houston Texans.
Ooh.
So Josh Allen versus CJ Stroud sounds like that should be a primetime game, but it won't be. It'll be a noon kickoff.
By the way,
somewhere.
I will make a bold prediction. 1 or 2 games will be the season opener. It will either be probably Lions, Eagles, or Commanders, Eagles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can agree with that. Probably Commanders. To be an NFC Championship rematch, I would be down for that.
That's the way they've been kind of doing it lately, like that.
That's what the Chiefs did last year with the Ravens. Yeah.
Okay, I've got another one.
I'm gonna make a prediction for the Saints. I think they either open the season.
Okay. So wait.
Hold on. Mark's making a prediction. Hold on. Mark, go.
This question.
Dylan, hold on.
Is Marcus going to be a fool or you going to rule?
I'm a fool. I'm an idiot.
No. On this question.
Okay.
Well, Marcus is making predictions. Hold on, Dylan.
I want to hear this. No, I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
You make your statement first.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
I'm waiting.
He wants you to go first.
No, you go first. You go first, kind sir.
All right. So if the Saints open up week 1 at home, I think they can probably open up. I can see them opening up week 1 with like the Cardinals. But if they open up the season on the road week 1, I think they open it with like either Tennessee or the Bears.
I think they open it against Tampa Bay.
I don't think they open with a division opponent.
They've been doing a lot of divisional games first. If you've noticed.
Who they're going to close 9 times. Well, they always swap. I know like every year they rotate. Like this past season, they ended the season on was that a fucking home? I don't remember. No, that was a road game. So this season they're going to close out the season at home. So if they don't close out with the Panthers, I think they close out with the Falcons.
Yeah, probably.
At home. And then the Texans, I could see them, if they open up at home, I could see them opening up with Tampa Bay or possibly a division opponent against maybe like the Colts or the Jags. And they close out the season. I think they close out with Tennessee. In Tennessee.
I think the Texans probably finish in Indianapolis.
Texans, I think, will probably get at least 3 or 4 primetime games. The Saints are probably going to get only 2 or 3. Saints will get a Thursday night game and maybe a Monday night game. Texans will get a Sunday night, a Monday night, and a Thursday night for sure.
That's the way we're going.
I think the Bills game could be a Sunday night game. Monday night will probably be Kansas City. And I could see a Thursday night game with either the Chargers or probably a division opponent like the Colts or even the Tennessee Titans. The Saints, primetime games, if a division opponent, maybe like Carolina, maybe a Thursday night. Monday Night Football at home, I could see them playing like maybe the 49ers.
Josh, what have you been
or the Rams. Or the Rams.
Josh, what have you been drinking saying I honestly believe the Eagles will barely make the playoffs? Do you realize how good the Eagles were last year? And most of the key guys are coming back, plus Jalen Carter's a baby. Those guys in the secondary are only going to get better. And the Eagles still have a whole draft.
Okay, you said you got a full or rule for me. I want to hear it now.
So wait, the Eagles' offense is basically intact. Jalen Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, the best O-line in football. Jalen Carter, who looks like he could be Reggie White 2.0. The great young secondary, Zach Baum. That's all you need. Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator. The Eagles end the streak of non-consecutive division champs in the NFC leagues.
All right, what's back to Marcus's question, Dylan? Rule or fool?
Okay. So, what were you going to say about the what were you going to say about one of your teams, big man?
Oh, I already said what I said.
What?
I was talking about the schedule stuff.
Oh, I thought you mentioned team-wise. I didn't think you mentioned schedule.
Go ahead, John.
James,
Ask your question.
am I
Crazy?
the Houston? Are the Houston? Is CJ Stroud about to be Houston's David Cole 2.0 with another 50, 60 sacks?
That could probably happen. I have no faith in this guy.
Yeah, but why? He's been a good quarterback. CJ Stroud.
I got a thing against Ohio State players. I'm not even a Michigan fan, and I hate Ohio State just as much as they do.
And you don't hate Joe Burrow. You don't hate Joe Burrow, man.
Joe Burrow was just a fucking blessing. Ohio State didn't know what to do with him, so he sent him to the promised land. He came to Death Valley and became a Heisman Trophy winner and won a natty because he sure couldn't do it at Ohio State.
That's because he ended up not playing at Ohio State. He transferred to LSU.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to work him. They were still relying on what was his not CJ.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins, and he wasn't shit either.
No, that would have been probably Justin Fields.
He could have been good though. You don't know if he was still alive.
Well, wasn't Haskins drafted by the Redskins, and then
Yeah, I still think he'd still be playing right now.
For the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I think he'd still be playing now if he was alive.
No, he was
he'd
with
be
Washington.
starting for the Steelers?
No,
Yeah.
he was with when he died, he was with Washington.
No, he wasn't. He was with the Steelers.
I thought he was with Washington. I didn't remember that. I mean, I remember hearing about it on the internet, but I didn't remember where he was.
There's a lot of backdoor information on that, but we're not going to get into the Dwayne.
I thought Haskins was too big and too immobile, but that's neither near or there. Going way too soon.
Well, speaking of Ohio State, didn't Will Howard declare the draft, or he's staying another year?
He declared.
He can't stay. Will Howard's exhausted his college eligibility.
There's some people I thought should have stayed in college, but they declared the draft.
Hey Josh, why don't you come on this show, put up your dupes, and leave your money where your mouth is? I mean, I said San Francisco would miss the playoffs.
I am not bringing my son onto the show right now. It's 10:16. He should be in bed for school.
I gotta get ready to watch. I got a DVR. This game's pissing me off. I need to get on and watch.
I thought you were going to say a VCR, Mark.
No, DVR. No, it's the bottom of the 8th. They're down 3-1. Altuve scored the only freaking point run in the game. He hit a home run in Crawford box, and they still trailing 3-1. And now they're going into the 9th. But I tell you one thing I want to talk about before I wrap things up. Ooh.
That's all right. My Pirates got beat on 7-0 because they're really good.
March Madness. This is going to be something. I think. I mean, everyone's been relying on.
First time all ones got in. Is this the first time in a long time?
Yeah,
first time since 2008 when it was North Carolina, Kansas, Memphis, and I'm missing one more. I forgot who the fourth one was. UCLA. That was the year.
Ben Howard was that the Ben Howard? Was that the Ben Howard UCLA team?
Everybody's been talking about Cooper Flag. I mean, there are a lot of people were picking Florida to win it because Florida's been just fucking came out of nowhere and kicking ass. But Cooper Flag, the kid from Maine that plays for Duke, in the Sweet 16, he had 30 points, 9 for 19 in field goals. He went 9 for 10 in free throws. He had 6 total rebounds, 7 assists. He led in assists, and he had 1 turnover in 37 minutes of play. That was against Arizona. In the Elite 8 against Alabama, he had 16 points. He went 6 for 16 in field goals. He had 3 for 3 perfect score in free throws. He had not missed 1 free throw. He had 9 total rebounds just on defense and 3 assists and 4 turnovers in 36 minutes of play. That's just in 2 games right there. I think the winner of that Houston Duke game could probably win it all, but Houston got its back against the wall. It's going to be a home game for them because they're only 4 hours away. They're trying to paint the Alamo Dome red. Watch out for Jawan Roberts. Watch out for Milos Uzan. Jawan Roberts did lead in rebounds in the Elite Eight. Milos led in scoring against Purdue with 22 points in that game. So that's gonna be the game of the fucking Final Four. Florida and Auburn. I think Florida just fucking wipes Auburn down the fucking road.
Well, I got eliminated. I had Michigan State. I had Michigan State winning it.
That's the only team in the Final Four that I have picked that loss. Everybody else made it. Duke, Houston, and Florida all made it. I had Florida and Houston in the national championship, but I wouldn't. Duke. I mean, everybody's going to rely on Cooper Flagg. But I mean, he could make it to the national championship. He could win it. He may not win it. I mean, he's getting more hype than like Caitlin Clark ever got when she was a fucking.
By the way, you know who might be the best player in the tournament right now? The Clayton guy for Florida. He out Steph Curry.
Oh shit! Curry. Yeah. That boy is fucking insane. That boy is fucking insane. Now, I do like
Clayton Jr. Thank you.
I like but watch out for LJ Cryer for Houston and watch out for Joseph Tugler. He's another player to watch too. But
by the
way,
main guy is Milos. LJ Cryer won a national championship with Baylor and could win one with Houston now. And who's the kid from Florida from FAU? Martin made the Final Four 2 years ago. So we've got players making Final Fours for different.
You see, Penn State might be cutting its women and men's basketball programs now because they're trying to fund their $700 million Beavers Stadium project.
Well, all I know is one of them four coaches is going to finally win it. One of them four coaches is finally going to win a championship. The four coaches that made it never won one, so something's got to give. Now, I know I don't talk a lot of women's basketball. The South Carolina repeat, or does UCLA shock people, or UConn? Because Texas is going to get beat by South Carolina. I know that. Dawn Staley is going to fucking run them horns. There's going to be horns down for Texas Friday. Now, UConn and UCLA, that would be interesting to see, but UCLA is kind of the Cinderella team right now. This is their first ever Final Four appearance. They beat LSU in the Elite Eight, and they're trying to make history, but they got to take on a powerhouse like UConn. Or y'all don't know shit about women's basketball because I sure don't.
I'm just listening to you, Marcus. I know as much as you just told me.
All I know is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's the highest paid WNBA player.
Oh, okay. It was an April Fool's joke. They're not cutting the basketball programs.
Yeah, like I said, you cannot believe anything on the internet today. They got Marshall people bitching because they thought they were changing their mascot to the Thundering Squirrels. Cal fans were throwing ape shit because they thought they were going to have a gold turf field. The Texans thought their taxes were going to increase and they were going to have a fucking $8.6 billion renovation of NRG Stadium. Like, I've seen all kind of shit today. The funniest, but the best one is fucking Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons holding up a Lombardi trophy. That's the best April Fool's pick I saw today.
By the way, Jamie, I've got news in my ear that Josh Allen is officially retiring as quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, I saw more. I saw Derek Carr getting cut. That was an April Fool's joke. Tom Brady coming out of retirement to go to the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers going to the Maulers.
By the way, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I think Aaron Rodgers might be the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
Definitely ain't going to be the quarterback for the Vikings. They flip. I think they go back to JJ.
Who, Justin Jefferson? He's going to throw and catch passes?
No, JJ McCarthy.
Okay, yes.
JJ to JJ. We got to name that duo the double J's.
And throwing Jordan Anderson for good measure.
Don't they still got that running back? What's his name?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. But I got nothing else. I'm about to get ready to watch Dark Side of the Ring because I'm already 25 minutes late watching it. But I got DVR, not VCR.
I mean, YouTube would have been alive when VCRs were still active.
Well, Jamie might be the only one who never heard of a VCR.
No, I have.
Okay, I don't know. I know you're the baby out of the four of us.
My mom had one when I was growing up, all in the house.
I only rewound the 101 Dalmatians about 101,000 times on my VCR.
How about the beta?
I didn't get my first DVD player until 2002.
All right, guys. So we're gonna close up shop for the night. Marcus, Adam, Jamie,
Dylan,
yours truly.
Yep.
I'm at Sports Talking It on Twitter. You can get me also on Driving to the Top on Twitter. You can get us obviously on the YouTube channel, Driving to the Top Productions. Yeah, like Rich said before he bailed out, he does his show Monday. We do this show on Tuesday. Jamie, did you go live tonight?
Yes, I did. It went well.
I didn't see you were live. That's why I didn't know. You didn't go over an hour.
It did go live.
Okay. Jamie does his show. Marcus is working on his show. Dylan does his show sporadically. I never know when he's actually going live. He talks about a show and then he just does it. So that's cool. Whatever. Marcus, did you log in through us today or no?
No, I clicked on the link in the group chat.
Okay.
Once I get that intro from Evan and everything, and then I'm fully ready to go, then I'm gonna log in and take care of all that. Or once me and Rich get something going with that wrestling show, I'll get the login set for that too. But yeah, I'm at right there at Marcus Lee 337. That show I got coming soon on the go, where I'm covering all things Houston and New Orleans sports from the 713 to the 504, even in the middle 337. Follow that on Twitter at @onthego_TXLA. And I got that wrestling show coming up with Rich, probably around Mania week, like you said. I guess we're calling it Driving to the Ring.
Works for me.
I don't know why I kept saying driving it to the ring, but it's called something.
What are you driving?
These nuts. Yeah,
these nuts.
I'm driving something. It ain't no pickup truck. Driving to the ring. I think that's what he's called. We're gonna call it on. I'm letting him call the shots on that. I'm just gonna be the blue collar co-host.
Gotcha. Jamie.
Okay, you can find me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags. You can also follow me on theforkball.com, at stadiumrant.com, where I write about all sports. And then also you can follow Driving to the Top Productions, where I just had a live episode where Joe and I did our second episode of season 2 of the Subway Conversation baseball show. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the like button and ring the bell for notifications. For more content on Driving to the Top Productions, you can visit our YouTube page, Twitch stream, Facebook stream, X stream, wherever you consume your podcast. I'm Jamie Malloy, and this has been Open Sports Mike Night on April Fools. And as always, we're driving to the top.
Nice. Dylan?
Big D Podcast, Spunky Spectrum Sports, Twitch. I think I'll be on a show tomorrow night at 8, not on Driving to the Top Production, but on one of my racing buddy streams. So that's going to be interesting. I've got plenty to say after what happened this weekend. Hopefully Sammy Smith won't be wrecking me in the night.
Hopefully not. All right, guys. Anyone want to hit the end button?